Hi ladies, nice to see you. Good evening. How are you? Yeah, good.
Nice to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you. God bless you. תודה רבה, תודה רבה. It's very special. בעזרת השם, בשורות טובות לכולם. Next time we're all going together. בעזרת השם, המשיח לירושלים. בעזרת השם. Today, I did this shiur. It's going to be kind of combination. We're, Baruch Hashem, after Tu B'Av already, coming close to Rosh Chodesh Elul, getting prepared for, the holidays maybe. And so, I want to speak about chances. This is your chance, okay? Not to miss an opportunity as we're coming close to Rosh Hashanah. And, it relates to the parsha that we just read and the parsha that we're going to read, B'ezrat Hashem, Parshat Lechanan, Ekev. Let's start with the story. There was this unfortunate man that was looking for his luck. He claimed that he doesn't have a good luck and wanted to search for good luck. And so he walks, he searches and searches, he's asking people this and that. He came to a forest, he came to rest a little bit under a shade of one of the trees, it was supposed to be a fruit tree, but then he hears a voice talking to him. The tree was talking to him. So the tree is saying, hello man, what are you doing here? He says, I'm looking for my luck. Oh, if you're looking for your luck, please, can you ask about me too? He says, what's your problem? He says, you see, I used to have fruits on my on the tree, and for the past several years, I don't have any fruits. And I don't know what kind of bad luck attacked me, and I need this to get changed. So please, can you look for someone, if you look for your own, please, ask about me too. He says, sure, no problem, I'll ask for you. He continues on walking. He sees from afar a limping lion, and the limping lion heard, I guess, whatever he was talking to the tree, and he's asking him, can you please ask for me too? He says, what's your problem? He says, look at me, I'm limping. And the man sees that he has this mucus comes from him, and his eyes are too shiny. He's a sick animal. You could see that he's sick. He says, I have this sickness, I have this illness for the past, for some time. Please ask for a cure for me. He said, okay, I'm going to ask for you too. He continues walking, and he hears from a cave underneath, a dark cave, screams, yells, cries. He goes inside, he sees a woman tied with chains, iron chains, tied with her hands, with her feet. She's crying and crying. He tells her, what's your story? What's your problem? She said, I'm a princess. And the army people, some of the soldiers rebelled against my father, the king, and they executed all my family, and me, from some reason, they brought me here. I'm stuck here. They give me from time to time some food, some drink, but basically I'm here and I'm lonely and I'm so sad and I'm so upset. And please, can you help me? He told her, you know something, I'm looking for my own luck and I'm going to ask about you too. So he goes, I guess he met someone and that gave him answers, not for him, but for all his friends that he's looking answers for. And first one that he meets is the princess. She wipes her tears and she looks at him, with a lot of hope, and she tells him, do you have any news for me? He tells her, I was looking for my own luck. I didn't find my own luck, but I have an answer for you. Someone soon is going to come and rescue you and free you from here. And she tells him, is that you? He says, no, I don't have the time for it. I'm looking for my luck. I just want to tell you that you're going to go back to your father's kingdom. This guy, he's going to marry you. You're going to live with happiness with him. He's going to become the king there. He's going to have the power, the control, the wealth, the whatever you want. And she's like, it's not going to be you. He says, no, I'm sorry, I'm in a rush. And he left her and he went. Then he came to the tree. And the tree is telling him, no, do you have any news for me? And he tells, the man tells him, yeah. You know, the man told me that you have a huge iron box in your roots. And this is what bothers the fruits to come. This is why you don't have any fruits. So someone needs to remove this iron box from the roots. Apparently, this iron box has all kind of jewelry, has lots of valuables, antique valuables that are very, very expensive. If someone is going to come and remove it, then you're going to have fruits coming in your tree again. So the man says, won't you do that for me? He says, I'm in a rush, I don't have time, I have to run and look for my luck, I have to catch my luck. And he goes away. Then he sees the lion coming. The lion is, I heard what you said about the tree, what's your story? He says, I'm sorry, I'm looking for my luck, I don't have the time, but I have an answer for you. You know why you're sick? You have to eat the brain of the first stupid man that you meet, and then you should be okay, you're going to be healthy. The lion heard him, how he disappointed the princess, how he didn't want to claim the fortune and take these valuables under the tree. He said, you are the first stupid man, and he ate him up. And this is the end of this story. What is this story teaches us? There are all kind of rare opportunities in anyone's life. We have to be smart enough to catch this opportunity and not to miss them. Because once you miss the opportunity, it's such a waste. You feel so frustrated. You feel so disappointed. You're so angry about yourself. How, I could be the most happiest person in the earth. I could conquer. And you feel it yourself. So this is what we're talking about today. Chazal say that Hari says that, I want to tell you something. I don't know if you're aware of the story or not. There was this story in our prophet that's called, there was this woman that's called Aisha Shunamit. Aisha Shunamit was a very, very kind woman that every time the prophet Elisha used to come to her town, she used to clear for him a whole room, give it only to him, and he could do whatever he needed to do in that town, and he felt always that he's welcome in this house. She supported him, whatever. She was a very special woman. And then once the Navi blessed her that she's going to have a child, she didn't have kids. One time happened that after this special blessing, this child, fell, was unconscious and died. So this lady, she said, it cannot be that this child that was born from a blessing from a big prophet is going to die. So she ran to him, she told him what happened. Then Navi Elisha told his helper, he had a helper by the name Gehazi. He told him, take my stuff and go quickly and put it on top of this baby and revive him. But I warn you, on the way, don't socialize with anyone. Don't speak to anyone. I don't want you to bless people. I don't want you to ask questions. I don't want you to answer nothing. Just go straight and do whatever I say. This Gehazi, from some reason, didn't understand how could this stuff revive a person. Till now, he never saw this type of a miracle where you can revive a dead. So on the way, he saw a dead dog. He put this stuff on the dead dog just to test it, to see if it works out. And the dog came to life and was okay. When he took the stuff to revive the baby, the child, it didn't work anymore. So he needed to ask from the Elisha, from the prophet himself, to come and do this special miracle for this lady. Ari says that Hashem gives to all of us rare opportunities. When the Navi came, he revived the baby. Well, it was one of the biggest Naviim that we had. Some say it was Habakkuk, some say it was Yonah Navi, some say it was whatever. Anyway, so we have opportunities. The question is, what do we do with these opportunities? In Midrash Tanchuma, it says that there was this man that went once from Israel to Babylon, and on the way he saw two birds fighting. And as they were fighting, one of the birds killed the other. At that moment, this bird that killed the other found special grass, put it on top of the dead bird, and the bird came to life again. So the man said, wow, that's a very, very special grass. Maybe I should take it and try it. He took this grass and decided, he didn't know if it works only on birds, maybe it works on other animals too. So on the way he saw a dead lion. He put it on top of this dead lion. You know what happened? The lion came to life. He saw this man and of course gobbled him up. So the rabbi said, this is a stupid man. What did he do? He took a rare opportunity. How many times, people have this opportunity to make a resurrection, to bring people to life. This is a very, very special segula, special miracle that happens, I don't know if it happens at all. And this man had it. Instead of benefiting people with this, do something special, he wasted it on something that's not good. What did the animal do to him? It just ate him up. What exactly did you do? Okay, it's such a waste, it's such a chaval, such a shame that this thing happened. So, the Gemara speaks about here and now. There was this man by the name of Sancherib. Sancherib was a big army commander that came to conquer Israel. And his wizards told him that if you're going to go now to Jerusalem, you will be able to conquer Jerusalem, only if you're not going to delay it. You have to do it now. So he thought about this and he liked the idea and he said, sure, of course, why not? He took tens and thousands of soldiers with him. And a way that usually takes for 10 days to come from Babylon to Israel, he did it in one day. This is how he was rushing. When he came to Yerushalayim, he stood on a higher mountain to see how, he heard about Yerushalayim, he never saw it. He wanted to see how it looks like, how can he attack it, what he can do. He saw Yerushalayim, it's really a small city. Nothing to compare to the capital cities that he has in his own empire. He said to himself, Jerusalem? It's a piece of cake for me. What is the big deal? Why did I have to rush and to collect so many soldiers? So his advisor says, let's go, let's do it, let's conquer it tonight and let's finish with this. He said, I see that this is a very small city. Let's rest a little bit because we were rushing. Let's rest during the night. Tomorrow, first thing in the morning, we're going to attack the city. And even if I'll send one of my soldiers to take just one little piece of stone from the walls that surrounding Yerushalayim, I will be able to conquer it because it's a piece of cake. That night, it says, Gemara says, that Hashem sent a special angel that killed all their army base. Mazal tov. All their army base. More than 180,000 people died on the spot because the angel killed them. And so the next day, when Sancherim wanted to do something, he saw that he was defeated. Not even he didn't even move, and he was already defeated. How could it be that a man that has so much power, okay, he had the potential. His wizards even told him that he will be able to win, he will be able to conquer, and with his own hands, he kind of lost the chance. How could it be? Yeah, because of his pride, because of his arrogance. He thought that he could conquer Jerusalem. For him, it's nothing special, and wasn't able to do it. You see how important it is not to lose the opportunity. So these rare one-time opportunities, they come sometimes for a certain moment or a certain time, and then it goes away. It doesn't stay. It doesn't stay. If we don't grab the opportunity, it disappears. Listen to this. World War II, when the Germans started to occupy, started to, to conquer, to win, to another country and another country, the heads of Yeshivat Mir is the biggest yeshiva in Israel for now. So back in Europe, they realized that they are in a big danger because the Nazi regime, they don't have any mercy to anyone, and if they won't do anything, who knows what's going to happen to this yeshiva? It could be annihilated completely. So they decided to do something, and they asked for help. There was this member of parliament here in Israel that issued for them certificates to be able to transport or transfer these people from Europe to Shanghai in China. And even the ambassador of Japan, he risked his life for that, but he did that and he helped the Jews. And it was in a way a big success. The question is now, when exactly would they run away? When exactly they will take the action to do this crossing? They delayed it for some reason. Sometimes you take a decision and you delay it, and it just doesn't happen. Another day passed, and another week passed, and another month passed, and it becomes dangerous. The Nazis are not sitting, and waiting for us. And so Rabbi Shmuel saw that it's a big risk. It becomes very, very dangerous. And he wanted to shake them up already, to do something so that the leaders will decide, okay, we have to do it. They already had their tickets. They already had their way of transportation. They took the Trans-Siberian line, the train line, which is the longest line in the world. Okay, it's close to 6,000 miles train line. It crosses 8 time zones. Okay, and it takes a whole week to ride in one line. Imagine how big is this place from Russia to China. And so they had everything ready. They just didn't have the decision. Okay, let's do it. So Rab Chaim Shmulevitz one night decided that he does something because he needs to do something. At the middle of the night, when the students are not in the yeshiva, he came to the Beit Midrash and he started to make a whole big balagan. He started to mess up the place. He threw benches, he threw chairs, he threw books, he threw this. And he said to himself, why did you do that? But in the morning, when the students came and then the rabbis came, they saw a pogrom. They saw that somebody was there and made a whole big balagan. This is when they scared. They got scared. This is when they feared. They said, okay, we have to leave now. We have to leave now. Who knows? And they took this train that night, and it was the last train that left Russia through this town. And that's it. Afterward, they bombed this place. They bombed the train tracks or whatever, and no trains could leave the area anymore. So it was the last train, and Baruch Hashem, he did a thing. So this is how he was able to rescue the whole Yeshivat Mir. And because sometimes when you have to do something, you have to do it. Don't exactly. So um, where do you see? Where do we see it?
You're saying don't procrastinate for what? When it comes to mitzvah?
When it comes to sometimes a mitzvah, sometimes special opportunities. We started to speak about rare opportunities, special. Sometimes Hashem wants to give you certain blessing. Hashem wants to give you certain thing, and you say to yourself, "Okay, I'll do it tomorrow. What's the big deal? I have to try and do all my efforts to do it tonight." And then this opportunity just misses out. You miss it, and it disappears, and that's it. You cannot reach it anymore. So the roots of this thing was in the Ma'amad of Har Sinai. Whenever we got the Torah, it says, we read it in Parashat Vayetchanan, Am Yisrael, they were so scared. They had a lot of fear from hearing Hashem, because when Hashem spoke to them, He spoke to them in a very thundering voice. And it's frightening. So they asked Moshe to speak to them instead of Hashem. We're so scared. Hashem, Moshe, please you talk to us instead of Hashem. So at that moment he said, Hashem was happy that the Bnei Israel, they were scared of him. They feared him. They had the awe. And this is what Hashem liked. And it says in the Pasuk, last week's Parasha, it says, Mi iten, okay, והיה לבבם זה להם ליראה אותי ולשמוע את מצוותיי כל הימים. I wish, kind of, that Bnei Israel, who can assure that Bnei Israel are going to fear me and do the mitzvot all the time, they will fear me. So this is what Hashem wanted. Instead, Bnei Israel was supposed to say, okay, Hashem, you give us this fear. You take care of it, and we will take it, and we'll in a way cooperate. But Bnei Israel didn't ask for anything. In a way, they were ungrateful at this special revelation, at this special moment of receiving the Torah. Didn't ask for it, and they could get to such high peaks of levels in Yirat Shamayim, in knowing Hashem, in understanding Hashem, in understanding the Torah, and they left in a way in the same level, didn't get higher than that. And this was a missed opportunity. And they say in the Midrash that they say sometimes gates of heaven gets to open, and Hashem gives us a special abundance, special light, special holiness, special purity. And if we don't grab it at that moment, if we don't extend our head to receive it, so of course not every generation is worthy or capable to accept this kind of blessings, but that generation was capable. They were worthy, they could do it, and they didn't take it, they were not ready to take it, and this is when this light is kind of gets covered again and disappears. וזה חבל. More than that, the Chazal say in the Midrash, when Hashem revealed himself first time to Moshe Rabbeinu, first time Moshe Rabbeinu sees him in the snake, in the desert, Moshe got so scared, he had a fear, and he covered himself. He was scared to look at Hashem. And they say in the Midrash, if he wouldn't cover himself, Hashem would get revealed to him 100%. He could show him the past, he could show to him the future, he could show him all kind of secrets of what happens in the worlds above us, what's going to happen in the future. But in a way, Moshe didn't want to know when he covered himself. So later on, after Bnei Israel did the sin, he asked, please, Hashem, show me your ways, Hashem, please. Then Hashem told him, whenever I wanted to show it to you, you didn't ask for it. Mm-hmm. Now that you're asking for it, I'm not interested in revealing stuff. Mm-hmm. So Hashem opens the gate for a second, but then if we don't accept, we don't take it, he closes it back, and then it disappears. It is Nachon, it is.
Why should he get punished?
Nachon, no, he wasn't punished, but there's a special rare moment that you have to grab the opportunity. He didn't grab the opportunity, left like that. So to give a certain elevation when you didn't commit a sin yet, okay, it's something else, but then to get it after you made a sin, it's a bit different, maybe, I don't know, maybe.
But shouldn't it be that the person should work on their emunah to accept it? Like,
What do you say?
like if a person strengthens their emunah, then they'll like accept whatever Hashem gives at every opportunity instead of being scared of it. Right? Like if you have if your emunah is very strong, then whatever Hashem sends you, you'll accept it. Like every opportunity, you're not gonna like doubt it.
Yeah. So this was the first time for Moshe. Never saw such a thing before. Didn't know how to handle it. Didn't know what to do with it. So we understand that he was scared. Of course, every one of us would be scared also. So we can understand it. He's a human being, but he, I guess, Moshe Rabbeinu was a higher level than us, and he could get to this elevation, and he wanted to stay this way, and this is why he didn't get a special blessing, from heaven. How do we get Yirat Shamayim, fear of Hashem? How can we get this? So the rabbis explain something interesting. Imagine to yourself, and I just came from Israel, and it's so different than over here. If you travel in Yerushalayim or in this type of areas, you never know. Arabs looks like Jews.
Yeah.
Today, everyone puts beard, and it's the easiest thing to put a kippah, and then you look like a Jewish. And they speak Hebrew so beautiful now. They almost don't have an accent. How can you not make a mistake? And so this is what happened to this guy. There was a car with a few people in the car, and he was standing at a bus stop, and then they opened the car and offered him to come in. He saw religious people that has a kippot. He said, okay, fine. So he came into the car. So the first moments everything was nice and quiet, but when they came to a more quiet place, all of a sudden they, uncovered themselves in a way, basically. One took out a gun, the other one took out a knife, the other one started to threaten him and to... So the guy didn't understand what's happening to him and what's going to happen now. And they came to a very side kind of grove and stopped the car. And he sees death in his eyes already. He knows something terrible is going to happen. These people, they just abducted him, and probably who knows what's going to happen next time. The next day his name is going to be in the newspapers. He got so scared, and the people stop him, and you see murder in their eyes. You see that they're evil and they want to do something bad. Instead, all of a sudden they change their frightening looking face. They smile at him and they told him, we just pranked you. It was just a joke. And we wanted to see how, soon the high holidays are coming. We want you to get prepared for the high holidays. Just think what's going to happen to you in the day of judgment. What's the first response of this type of a person? He feels...
You scared the life out of me.
He feels relieved, right? That Baruch Hashem, such a big miracle happened to him now. They don't really want to kill him. They're Jews. They're okay. They just wanted him to be a little bit, to feel awe, to feel afraid, to have a fear of the high holidays or something.
That's a sick joke.
So, okay. But he thinks to himself that they wanted to demonstrate to him what does it mean to fear Hashem. Okay? He felt the fear. But what does it do with this demonstration? With this, they made him feel that he's scared, that he's afraid. What now? He tells them, something, with Hashem I could manage. I was scared of you. Hashem is okay. Hashem is merciful. Hashem is not going to do anything bad to me. You are the one that I was scared. What's going to be? What is supposed to be? It's supposed to be the opposite. So what these people can do? These terrible, bad terrorists, they could take someone's life. But that's it. Hashem, when He puts someone in a judgment, He goes, sometimes He's so strict to the levels that you didn't think that you could be so strict with, how many people you speak Lashon Hara with, and how many hours, and what did you do, and if you kept Shabbat 100%, if you were good here, you were, and so on and so on. So they say that fearing, sometimes we don't understand what does it fear. And they say that on Parashat Ekev, that we're going to read now, it says, you should remember Hashem, that everything that happens to you, it's all from Him. Hashem gives you the strength, Hashem gives you the power, everything is from Him. If you keep remembering this, it's good. So, Arav Baravde, he was giving her classes here, do you remember, Malka? So, he said that once, he was, something that happened to him when he was young. He was in Yerushalayim, going in this very, very narrow streets in Yerushalayim, if you know. And he was running, he was a young lad, and he was running, he was doing it in a run. And it was nighttime. And from some reason, there was no lights in the streets. And he was running, and then he remembered that in that specific place, there's kind of a slope. And the stairs, there are hundreds and hundreds of stairs, are very sharp. If someone runs and he slips through these stairs, God forbid, he could be injured very much. So he remembered that, and at that split moment, he decided to stop. He didn't even know where he is. And when he looked at where he was standing, afterwards he realized that he was 1 centimeter from this slope. So he felt that Hashem made such a miracle to him, and he was grateful to Hashem. But this is where it ended. The next day he was supposed to meet the Chazon Ish, and he came to Bnei Brak and he asked him a few questions. And after he finished asking the questions, before he leaves, he tells the rabbi what happened. He says, "Rabbi, I want to ask you a question. Hashem did such a big miracle to me. Nothing bad happened to me. Hashem stopped me in the right second, before I fall. I thought that when I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to be a new man. I'm going to get up, and I'm going to have these special feelings of grateful and thanking Hashem and praising Hashem, and I will have special feelings inside me that I'm so a lucky man, that Hashem cares, Hashem loves me, Hashem did a miracle to me. Why didn't I feel this all this morning? I got up like a regular man. I don't feel this special exalt feelings or something." So Rabbi told him that there is a special Yetzer Hara just for this. Whenever you go through something big, Hashem made to you a miracle, you tend to forget it. You tend to not pay attention, because this is special Yetzer Hara just for that. Just want to tell you, if we're talking about miracles, something that happened to me, as we came here we left Israel, just to say, praises of Hashem. We were supposed to leave Israel midnight. Flight that leaves Israel midnight comes here early in the morning. I don't like this flight, because you come early in the morning, 5 o'clock, and the whole day stretches, and you're so tired, and you jet lagged even more when you come early in the morning. But then, a few days before our flight, we got a message that our flight is delayed, and we're going to leave only the next morning. I liked it. Why not? Okay. We got up early in the morning. We prepared everything to get to the airport on time. We were there on time. Everything was okay. When I'm putting my passport and you check it automatically, I was released to go to the airplane. My husband, no. He tries this way, tries that way. They don't let him go. So he went to meet the supervisor. And they say there's some kind of tax that once, few years ago, he didn't pay, and now went to collection, so he can't leave the country. Now, this specific tax, he paid already 2 days earlier. He sent it through my son-in-law, he paid it, it's just that they didn't clear it from the collection. And now, we have to make phone calls, and it takes 1 hour already, and our flight is in 15 minutes. We won't be able to do it on time. So my husband does the phone calls, and I'm waiting for him. My husband says, maybe you should leave, we have the luggages, this and that. I said, no, I'm waiting here, I'm fine. I was staying to my Tehillim. Someone was giving birth, I said Tehillim, whatever. And then 15 minutes before the flight, they let us go. We we were the last one into the plane. They were waiting just for us. We sat in the plane, and I said to my husband, if we would leave last night, who's going to answer our phone calls at midnight? The offices, they don't work. We had to call to one of our relatives to pay instead of us or whatever. Meanwhile, they would see, we had to make so much phone calls. Who could you call at midnight for this stuff? Now, you don't realize this thing unless you learn what is emunah every day. You keep hearing this daily emunah, the daily dose, this and that, helps you realize things, see things in the right perspective. Sometimes we block and we say, that's not fair, why? We're delayed, we're late, we're not on time, this and that. But if we're talking about praising Hashem, it's a very good thing. Anyway, so it says that, so we started to speak about Chizkiah. I want to explain you something. I said before about Sancherib. Sancherib, he came to fight in Israel, okay, to conquer Jerusalem, and to take maybe, people back to Babylon, whatever, he came to fight. And the king at that time was Chizkiah Melech. Chizkiah Melech was a very, very righteous man. Very, very righteous man. Okay? Such a big miracle happened to him. Okay? This miracle doesn't happen to regular, ordinary people. He was a very, very righteous man. It says about him, I wish I will find it now. It says about him that Hashem wanted to make him Mashiach, because he was a very righteous man. But then, Amra mitat adin, Ribono shel olam, King David said so many praises to you. He wrote the whole Psalms of Tehillim, and he didn't become Mashiach. Chizkiyahu Melech, he did to him such a miracle, and he never said Shirah. What was the miracle? You remember, I just told you, 180 people, 180,000 soldiers of Sancherib, okay, were killed by the angel in one night. Chizkiah, seeing that, was supposed to start praying Hashem from now till tomorrow and never ending praising Hashem. He didn't praise Hashem on time. He was saying, he was praying, he was learning Torah. So he had a reason why he didn't do it on time. He delayed the praise because he didn't say the praise on time. This opportunity, a rare opportunity that he could be the Mashiach, was taken from him. Can you believe that? Chaval, he could redeem the world already with his action.
So how does that have to do with some Tirat Shema you said before? If you miss an opportunity, you lose.
Okay, again, we cannot judge these people. These people, they were great people. We cannot judge not Moshe Rabbeinu. We cannot judge Chizkiyahu Melech. We cannot judge these people. Chazal, they say these things about us. They were in a very high level, so Chazal judged them. We're small people as opposed to them, but we have to take. Sometimes you have an opportunity. You can help, let's say, a woman that just gave birth. You can help a lady that became a kala. You can help somebody to put him in a yeshiva, to pay for tuition, or to speak to someone that can lower his tuition, or can lower the tuition for a camp, or bring products to needy people. And there's so many opportunities, and many times we just say, leave me, I'm busy now. Don't you say that I'm busy with the big stuff? I'm busy with it. Don't bother me with the small things. And sometimes these small things are the biggest things, and sometimes it's, here's what I want to tell you. There was this, to give an example, there was this Philharmonic orchestra, okay, that was invited to a court, a royal court in somewhere in the Far East, okay, to play over there. Of course, they trained and they were doing a lot of practice. Many months they practice. And as they were doing those practices and they were about to bring all their stuff, all their instruments and to the plane, they had a problem with putting the drum into the belly of the airplane. It's a huge drum. Now, this drum has in the notes, they use it only once in the whole composition. And the drummer, he needs to know when to hit the drum on a certain time. Only once he plays throughout the whole composition. Until they found a way how to put it into the plane and everything. They came over there. They start with this playing. They start with the show, special event. They asked so many officials. They asked so many people to come. There's a lot of guests, a lot of visitors. So they see it for 2 hours of playing. Let's say, I don't know, playing. But at the moment, there was one moment I told you that the drummer had to hit the drum, okay? And he dozed off, and he was late in 2 seconds. If he hits this drum 2 seconds later, isn't that a loss? It's like, what you worth now? The whole idea of you coming into the plane, training, paying, you have so much money for your ticket, this and that, was for a certain moment. You miss that moment. Who needs you now? So this is what we're talking about. When Yitzhak Avinu wanted to bless his son Esau, so he told him, "Go, I want to bless you." Okay? So he went. Rivka went to Yaakov, and she told him, as long as your father is alive, meaning there's a certain time, we don't know how long he's going to be alive. Maybe he's going to die tomorrow. Yeah. As long as your father is alive, yeah, go and bring him a special whatever he likes to eat, whatever. And don't delay. She tells him, don't delay. So he went, and Hashem, he found right away whatever he wanted. He made a special meal for his father. He came in. His father Yitzchak blessed him with all the blessings. And Chazal say, he came out, and the door made the same circle, came in Esau. Didn't even wait one more second. Esau came in. And then he realized that his father already blessed his brother. He got so upset. I said, you have only one blessing? They say, Chazal, that in Shamayim, there was only one bracha. But he felt, Yitzchak Avinu, he had his own reasons, and he blessed him even more, even though the main blessing came by Yaakov. So they say, if Yaakov would delay in 1 minute his coming to his father, he wouldn't get the brachot, and Esau would get the brachot. See, there are some angels, they say, that they come to the world, they are created to praise Hashem, to say Shirah, okay, once a day. There are angels in the world that were created to say Shirah to Hashem once a week. There are angels that came to the world to say Shirah to Hashem once a month, once a year, once in the Shemitah, meaning every 7 years, one in a Yovel, meaning every 50 years, and there are some malachim that are created to say Shirah once in their lifetime. Shirah is saying praise, song to Hashem, to praise Hashem, that He created them. If he misses this opportunity, what is his life or his creation worth for? What he was created for if he misses this opportunity, right? So, this is what happened to Chizkiyahu. Okay, I just said. Okay, fine. I want to tell you something funny. there was this king. It's a fairy tale that had only one daughter. And the king was looking for a special son-in-law, a special husband for her, that would be loyal to her, that will love her, that will go for her in fire and in water, meaning, give his life for her. He wanted loyalty, he wanted somebody very, very special. So he decided that he's going to test, those people that are interested. He made a big, huge party in his palace, and he asked all these guys to come. And they sit and they eat and they enjoy. And then he told them, anyone that wants to be my son-in-law, okay, he needs to jump into this huge Olympic-size pool. And you have to cross it from one side, wherever we are, to the other side. The problem was, there was this big, giant shark inside. And who would like to risk his life and get into a pool that there's a shark inside there? No one was interested. People were scared, they didn't want to do it. But then one guy did fall into the water. And everyone is looking to see what's going to happen with him. This guy, poor guy, is trying to run away from this shark, and he's trying to, throw something there so that the shark will go there and he won't catch him. He already caught piece of his clothing and this and that and whatever, and he swam until he got to the other side, Baruch Hashem, and he went up, huffing and puffing and gasping for breath and this and that. He's exhausted. He's tired. He's angry, nervous, and upset. The king is so happy that he found this special candidate, and he's running towards him, and he says, of course, you're going to be my son-in-law. I'm so happy, you're so talented, you're so this. And this guy, he saw that he's not happy. He was scared. He was nervous. He was angry. And the hanging guy is asking him, so what do you have to say? He said, I wonder who pushed me into the water. So yeah, he could get now wealth and control and to become, the prince or the king himself and whatever, and lost it with this remark. Why do you have to say it? Who pushed me? He didn't want to. Somebody just pushed him there. So I'll finish with something funny, another thing, and we'll be done with that. It's a fairy tale, maybe you heard about that too. There was this couple of old people that kept complaining from today till tomorrow, constantly complaining people. One day apparently they did something for a king, and the king told them, I grant you, 3 wishes, I let you. You can ask whatever you want. So the lady was thinking about, purchasing this silk clothing, something special, brand name maybe, jewelry, this and that. The guy was thinking about a huge estate, with a park inside and trees inside. And beautiful swimming pool or lake inside or something. The lady said, maybe we could make a nice feast also. We're going to eat things that we don't usually have a chance to eat them. And she started to imagine about this food that she wants to eat. She started to think about sausages that she was so craving for. And she said, I wish I would get a sausage now. All of a sudden, she had a sausage. And her husband got so upset at her. This is what you're wasting your wish for? What are you doing? I wish this sausage is going to glue to your nose. And of course it was glued to her nose. Okay? What do you think was the third wish?
Take the sausage away from me.
So basically, missing opportunities, right? This is what we're talking about. So B'ezrat Hashem, may we be able to grab opportunities, mitzvot, and all whatever we can. And Hashem sees our effort and grant us more abundance, more blessings, more Yeshuot. Good year, B'ezrat Hashem. B'sarot tovot to everyone. Thank you so much. God bless you. Toda raba. Thank you.
Can I just make an announcement? Tonight is my father's roadside.